alien spacecraft did not crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947.
You know flat earthers, I guarantee it. But you don't know who they are because they're afraid of talking about it.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Hello and welcome to the 22nd annual episode of Subliminal Deception Podcast, your weekly dose of conspiracy theory bullshit. My name is Cody and I'm joined by my pal Phil. How are you?
Doing good, Cody. How about yourself?
Doing all right. It's been a week. It's really great because my partner had most of the week off and of course it decides to get busy. So that's always fun. How's work been going for you?
It's been going good. We've been slowing down a little bit. So I actually didn't have to grind my ass down to the bone. So that's always nice.
Okay, we need a quick update. Did you try to spy on your boss to see if it was, in fact, ran by a bunch of reptilians?
I don't think the reptilians are at my boss's level.
Okay, all right.
So my where I work at is kind of more of a satellite little place. I think that the reptilians probably are all at HQ. So
okay, all right.
I have seen some motherfuckers that might look a little reptilian-like, but I don't think they're reptilians.
Could the wizard be reptilian?
He might be the hero sent to fight against the reptilians. I wouldn't be talking shit about him, but
right.
Yeah. I have seen him every single day, though. Still haven't worked up the courage to go talk to him. But
you got to ask about that hat, man.
I know. I keep, every time I see him, I keep thinking, man, I'm going to go talk to him. But then I'm like, what if he's one of those people who desperately needs a friend? And then I, adopt him, you know? Because he looks like the kind.
You could earn some karma points, I guess.
Yeah, I don't need a dungeon master friend in my life. So I don't need someone asking me to come over and hang out.
Has anything been catching your eye in the television department?
Well, no, actually, I know that you love the show Hard Knocks. Right?
I do.
I was listening to the radio. I listened to ESPN radio to and from work, and they were talking actually about a possible partnership with college football and doing Hard Knocks out of 4 universities. Have you heard this?
I have not.
So the 4 universities that they were talking about doing were Penn State, University of Washington, Arizona State, which is where I finished my school off at, and Alabama.
Oh, everybody'd love to hear the Alabama one.
Oh, yeah. So what I was wondering really quick, I know you haven't heard about it, but do you think that they will actually show the Alabama players receiving their weekly paychecks? Or are they just going to show us the illegal funds from the boosters, coming in, helping their mom pay the rent and stuff? Well,
I'm pretty sure they're not going to show the boosters or the recruiters buying, what was the big thing? The recruiters would set students and their dad up with sex workers and stuff. Do you remember?
Oh, the recruiters.
Yeah, the recruiters. That was a big thing out of Louisville or whatever, right?
Yeah, I remember the big thing was it was controversial that some of the players would take a recruit to a strip club. But now the big thing is the boosters are straight up paying for fucking rub and tugs out at the local massage parlors.
I remember that big story came out and literally it was the student and his dad both had to be, they both got him sex workers or strippers or something. It's just how weird is that you're doing those activities with your dad? I don't. It's weird.
That's father-son bonding. What if it was Father's Day?
Yes, that's a good point. So have you actually been watching Hard Knocks or no?
I don't really have NFL Network, so
it's on HBO.
Is that what? Oh, it's on HBO. I don't have HBO anymore.
But damn it! I suppose you're never gonna get it again.
What's that?
You're probably never gonna get it again because of Game of Thrones ending.
Yeah, I canceled it about, I think, a week after Game of Thrones went off the air. And I was just done with it.
I'll tell you what, John Gruden, you know who he is, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
He's my favorite on the show because he goes from like angry to happy in like 2 seconds. And have you been hearing all this shit about Antonio Brown?
Yeah, I have. Is he the one who fucked up his foot?
Yeah, the dummy went in the cryo chamber and didn't wear shoes or something and frostbit the bottom of his feet really bad.
God, what a fucking idiot.
But there's a part where they're just filming John Grunstein. He's like, where's my friend Antonio Brown at? Like, it's so sad. He's just like, where's my friend Antonio Brown at?
Doesn't he mean, where's my cash cow, Antonio Brown?
Pretty much. But anyway, so are you sure Amazon Prime doesn't do a college team?
Amazon Prime doesn't do a college team?
So they have All or Nothing, their show. And they do like NFL teams. They do Premier League teams, I believe.
Oh, I don't usually watch. I have Amazon Prime. I bum it off of my family's account, but I don't usually watch it that much. What's that show called?
All or Nothing.
No, I haven't watched it.
Check it out on there. It's obviously an Amazon Prime original. Even the NFL ones are pretty good. Like they did the Panthers last year, and I'm sure you remember Cam Newton. It's like shoulder was weird, and they started losing all those games, and then it
I think that he wasn't sure about going back into the game, and like the trainers told him he was fine. Is that what happened?
They didn't show that part, but I really wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, okay.
You need to watch Last Chance U if you haven't.
I have seen that show.
Okay. Yeah. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, all of the juvenile, like, are they
junior college?
They're community college.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different show.
Well,
is that where they go to a JUCO school?
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have seen that one.
Yeah, it's good. I always recommend it. It's really interesting. Well, Phil, it's about that time. People are craving the weekly conspiracy. I don't know what it is. We like to keep those things secrets from each other. So why don't you take it away from here?
Well, I have a Kingpin conspiracy here. It's a big one.
Okay, like Spider-Man Kingpin?
Maybe bigger.
Okay.
Are you at all aware of a former president by the name of Barack Hussein Obama?
Oh, I feel like we've heard his name a few times on this show. Now, Phil,
just a couple.
If you're going to be slandering him, that's really going to hurt our chances of him coming on the show.
It might. Hopefully we're going to clear up some air because I am doing some Barack Obama conspiracies this week.
Hell yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's hear it.
So Barack Obama was the 44th president of the United States and a former senator from the state of Illinois. Former President Obama gained a huge amount of fame following his speech at the 2004 Democratic conventions, where Americans were first introduced to the oratory abilities of the future senator and, of course, future president.
I remember this because, actually, you were still living here, right, when he got elected? I think you were.
Yes, I was. I was actually, that was the year before. I was still in college when he got elected.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously I don't pay attention to politics that much, but I feel like I remember watching him kind of like pop up out of nowhere before the, 2004 election? Or was it 2004 election? Yeah. I remember him
the 2004 John Kerry, George W. Bush election.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. 2008 then. Jesus, look at this. I'm forgetting what fucking year it is.
So, yeah, I actually saw him speak when I was going to school at Northern Iowa. And it was I hadn't heard of the guy really that much, and I thought that Hillary had it in the bag. But holy shit, he can give a fucking speech.
So, wait, he was on campus?
Yeah, he was on campus. He wasn't very big at the time. They had him in the girls' practice volleyball gym. No shit. He was in the smallest venue they could possibly put him in.
Okay, serious question. Does he look better with his regular fully black hair, or does he look better now that he's like salt and pepper?
He looked a little young when he had the one color hair, the all black hair. Yeah. Now he looks more distinguished.
I was gonna say I kind of like the salt and pepper look.
Yeah, he's got the salt and pepper. Yeah. It's a good look to have,
Right, right.
So Barack Hussein Obama was born in the state of Hawaii in August 4th, 1961, born to Barack Obama Sr., a Kenyan-born man, and his wife, Ann Dunham, who was born in Kansas. His parents divorced. What's that?
Oh, I was going to say, is she related to Jeff Dunham by chance?
I don't know. She might also be like a really good ventriloquist. So his parents were divorced 2 years after his birth. His mother remarried, actually, a student from Indonesia, also going to the University of Hawaii. And the family later moved to Jakarta, Indonesia, where Barack's half-sister Maya was later born.
Okay.
So in Barack's early life, we talked about this a little bit before. Friends used to call him Barry. Do you remember when we talked about that?
Yep. When he was a time traveler. Yep. Barry Setero.
So he switched names, actually. He switched between the name Barry Obama and Barry Setero.
Wait,
which is the last name of...
He actually admits to switching to that name.
Yeah, so the last name of his father is Setero. Lolo Setero.
Oh, okay.
It's the last name of his stepfather, I should say.
So that time traveler guy kind of had a point then.
Yeah, so we didn't know where the name Barry Setero came from, but this is actually where it comes from.
Okay, all right.
So this is where the quote-unquote birther conspiracies begin. Now and this is our first conspiracy. I'm just jumping straight into conspiracy.
Sure.
So I'm going to use here's what I'm going to do. A little bit of history, jump into conspiracies.
Hell yeah.
A little bit more, jump into conspiracies. So, as I said, this is where the birther conspiracies begin. Throughout Barack Obama's presidency, he was plagued by a group of conspiracy theorists who were dubbed birthers. And they got that name loosely after the 9/11 conspiracy theorists, who are generally known as truthers.
Okay.
Birthers believe that Barack Obama's presidency was illegitimate because he was, in fact, not born in the United States.
Yes, Jesus Christ. You can I remember. Did you find out who exactly started this? I can't remember the name of the guy.
Well, another conspiracy, honestly, this Barack Obama conspiracy tree has so many branches and leaves. Apparently, there's also a conspiracy. I'm not really going to go into it because I wanted to leave it out because I had so much. But Hillary Clinton actually is believed to have started the birther movement back in the 2008 primaries.
Okay, I kind of like that one. All right, she's a little devious, maybe.
Yeah, she's definitely a little devious. Everyone who's ever heard her speak, but so yeah, it's been disproven supposedly, but it's also has some weight behind it too. So hold on about the birther thing. I remember when this was a hot topic thing, and I work with a lot of right-leaning folks, right? And they would just say this shit constantly, and I swear to God, it became such a joke that every time somebody was asking about they launched a rocket or something, I'm like, I wonder if that's where Obama's birth certificate is. just like, or someone's looking for something, are you looking for Obama's birth certificate or what? It was just a joke. It was a pretty hot topic.
Yeah.
For a while.
Had a lot of fun fucking with people with that one.
Yeah. So these conspiracy theorists believe that Barack Obama was actually born in Kenya, the country of his father, Barack Obama Sr. Now, these people claim that the two different birth certificates presented by the Obama campaign for president were falsified or possibly the result of a bad Photoshop. So for the campaign, he presented what's known as the short form birth certificate. And later on, during, I think he was giving not the State of a Union, but the one where he makes fun of people. He presented that day the long form birth certificate.
Okay.
Before the 2012 election.
Why do they think it's Photoshop? Is there a picture of his head on a really ripped man's body or something?
Yeah, they just, I think that they auto-assumed it was Photoshop. But
Okay.
I'm going to get into all of that a little bit. So.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of a guy named Sheriff Joe Arpaio?
No, but he sounds like a drunken hillbilly who probably shoots at people.
He was. He's actually quite racist, too.
Ha.
Allegedly, supposedly. Sheriff Joe Arpaio is the former sheriff of Maricopa County, Arizona, which Phoenix is located.
Okay.
And he is one of the most renowned birthers and claims that he has spent 5 years investigating the long-form birth certificate released in 2011. Now, Sheriff Joe claims that he has proof that the former president's information was cut out and pasted on to the birth certificate of a woman born in Hawaii.
So he's saying that Barack Obama's head is put on a woman's body?
No, his information.
Oh, okay.
Like the Barack Hussein Obama, born to Ann Dunham, all of that information actually like cut out and pasted crudely onto this like long form birth certificate and then like photocopied.
I'm so confused why a random sheriff from Arizona gives a fuck about Obama's birth certificate.
He kind of gained a lot of fame. He became like if you don't necessarily like Hispanic people very much, he became your guy. Like he was the one who was basically like having his deputies like pull over like Hispanic people, and then just like if they didn't have any papers or ID, he would just take them to jail. Like he was the one who got famous for that.
Well, he sounds like a swell fellow, I guess.
Yeah, not really. He actually tried to run for senator, and it didn't go very well. It was in 2018.
I think I remember this guy now.
Yeah, he had an awesome interview on Cuomo on CNN, Cuomo Primetime. And there he said, this is in 2018 when he was running for senator, Arizona. No doubt about it. We have the evidence. I'm not going to go into details. Yeah, it's a phony document. So that's what he said on Cuomo.
No, well, that's all the proof we need. He's got it.
Yep.
We're going to trust this guy. All right.
We're taking his word for it. It's solid gold. So some of the other evidence that birthers give to claim that Obama was not born in the United States is a phone interview done with his paternal stepmother, Sarah Obama, which would be Barack Obama Sr.'s stepmother, where a bad interpretation made it sound like she had claimed that Barack was born in Kenya and that she was present at the birth. But it was later clarified that she claimed that Barack was born in Hawaii and that she was sent a letter announcing Barack's birth from Barack Sr. and Ann Dunham in Hawaii.
Okay, so let me clear this up. That this lady is his birth mother or it's his stepmother?
Oh, okay, so Sarah Obama is Barack Obama Sr., which is Barack Obama's real father, biological father. Okay, so it's Barack Obama Sr.'s stepmother living in Kenya.
Okay, I gotcha.
So it would be Barack Obama's step-grandmother.
Okay, I follow you now.
Yeah. So another piece of evidence that's been used is a fake birth certificate that was claimed to be Barack Obama's real Kenyan birth certificate. Basically, it was presented, it kind of looked like an illegal photocopy of a certificate that was, so it looked like it was an illegal copy of a real certificate. So it kind of had a little bit of legitimacy behind it. So the only problem is that the 1961 birth certificate claims to be from the Republic of Kenya. Now, Kenya didn't actually become its own country until 1963. Before 1963, it was actually a colony of the United Kingdom. So they didn't Google very well before they made this.
So some fucking troll whipped this fucking thing up and neglected to put that important detail on the birth certificate.
Yeah, he went on Google Images, basically like cut and pasted a bunch of shit together. Forgot that, or he probably just didn't know, or you know.
I'm assuming he didn't know. I'm pretty sure he didn't know. Just probably some fucking idiot.
Yeah, so you might be wondering at this point, like how many percent of Americans at one point or another believed in this birther conspiracy.
I don't even want to know. This is probably a staggering amount.
Yeah, so there was a poll taken in 2016 among 1,700 likely voters. This was just before the presidential election. It was taken by NBC News SurveyMonkey. Now, out of 1,700 likely voters, 72% of Republicans had doubt that Barack Obama was born in the United States.
Not
so it's important to
surprising.
know it's not surprising. It's important to know that the question asked was more of a statement. It said, Barack Obama was born in the United States. So that percentage is only the Republicans that said that they thought the statement was false or that they didn't know or didn't have an opinion.
Okay.
So it's kind of like there's three answers you can give: true, false, or I don't know, I don't care, leave me alone. That's where the 72% came from.
So you're saying it's a little bit biased.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. Democrats went about 80-some% saying he was born in the United States.
Of course. None of that is surprising in the least bit.
Yeah. So of the polls that I found, they were all kind of the same. This is about the same percentage. Republicans is about twice as much as Democrats to believe that he most likely was not born in the United States.
So wait.
What's that?
So NBC News, their survey thing, they literally call it Survey Monkey.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a collaboration or they're like what they use, like if it's called Survey Monkey, but that's who did the polling, Survey Monkey. I thought it's important that I put on how prestigious that poll was from Survey Monkey. And NBC News apparently used it.
It has to be a separate company because who the fuck calls their shit Survey Monkey?
Yeah, especially if you're NBC.
Yeah, exactly. But, none of those results surprised me at all. I remember this shit, dude. Like, people wouldn't shut the hell up about it.
Oh, yeah. I was actually shielded a little bit from it because I was out of the country. So, I watched BBC. So I had, like, actual news, like, to watch. Like, it was actual news. It wasn't just, like...
Them fighting over his birth certificate.
Yeah, it wasn't just fucking people shouting at each other in between Honda commercials, basically.
That's a valid point.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through some famous birthers now.
Okay.
I found a big list of famous birthers. Here are some of the bigger ones. Joe Arpaio, former sheriff of Maricopa County.
Yeah,
I've already
obviously.
put him on.
Yeah.
Rudy Davis. I'm only mentioning him because he is AKA Lone Star 1776. It's also a famous birther.
Who the fuck is that?
I just love that name.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. He's he's a birther. I guess he must be online. He's a big time one. If he made this list, he must be a pretty big one.
Dude, let me take a guess. Is Chuck Norris on this?
No, I did not see his name. I was looking very hard on this for famous people's names. But
because
these are some of the most famous people.
Okay, I was gonna say because him and his wife. If you guys want to watch a cringy video, watch. It's him and his wife talking about their plight against same-sex marriages. Oh God, because they're evangelists or whatever. I'm just like, Chuck, dude, come on, you were so cool. Why would you do something like this?
Chuck Norris is gonna sidekick the gay right out of you. So another one, Susan DeLumas, who is a New Hampshire legislator and a famous birther.
Okay.
Donald Trump, game show host and former USFL team owner.
I'm pretty sure when Trump was running for presidency in the Republican race the year before the election before he got elected, I'm pretty sure this was like what he was leaning on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go into that a little bit later on.
Okay.
In about 5 minutes, but I just wanted to put him on the list. So Walter Fitzpatrick III, he's a big-time birther blogger, and he was convicted for trying to force a grand jury to consider Obama's eligibility.
Oh no, a fucking blogger. He's hitting the courts. Watch out.
Yeah, there's quite a few bloggers on here.
Oh God.
Yeah. There's another big time guy, Alex Jones.
No, you don't say.
And radio host.
You don't say. Wow, that one's the most shocking.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you remember the racist pedophile allegedly guy running for senator in Alabama, Roy Moore, Chief Justice of Alabama Supreme Court, writer for World Net Daily.
Yep, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. Thank God he didn't get elected. Holy shit.
I thought he did.
No, he lost.
Did he lose? Okay.
Amazingly, he lost. He was a Republican in Alabama. It's the first time it's happened since Democrats were like the Southern Party.
You got to remember, rules are a little different in Alabama, Phil. Roll Tide.
Yeah. So, Roll Tide.
You know what?
So this is...
Hold on one second. But when you were talking earlier about them doing Alabama or whatever, the first thing that came to my mind, because you were like, "Ooh, I wonder if they'll show." The first thing came to my mind was being like people marrying their cousins on campus. It's the first thing that came to my mind. Like all these incestuous marriages are going to be happening right after the game. Roll Tide.
Yeah. On HBO, nonetheless. They could make a fucking Vice series out of it. So there was a lot of politicians on that list that I haven't really heard of. Stella Tremblay, New Hampshire legislator, and an eligibility challenger. Now, this is just a few of the 369 names taken from a list of birthers on the website www.obamaconspiracies.org. So you can all go ahead and look at this list.
Ooh.
And see if maybe some of your legislatures are on there too. So
I bet that's a fascinating website, Phil.
yeah, it's basically, it looks like it was made on Windows DOS. So,
Is it an Angel Fire type website? You remember those?
I don't know. It just reminded me of like the 90s version of like websites.
Yeah, that's what they usually like. That's the joke. Like it'll be an Angel Fire website or I can't remember what the other big one is, but it looks like sometimes they'll look like when kids would edit their MySpace pages with like glittering stars in the background and all that shit.
And then you would see like all the lines of code and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It didn't have all those lines of code. But do you remember the websites that we would make in like those high school classes back in the early 2000s? It looked like that.
Yeah. Like the fucking HTML websites. Yeah,
those shitty ones.
So, Phil, basically what you've said up to this point is that the only proof they have for the birther thing is basically a bunch of crazy people who don't like Barack Obama.
Yeah, you're going to find that a lot. Basically, the thing that binds them all together, they really don't like Obama at all. So
that's not shocking in the least bit.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all. So as I mentioned before, Barack Obama moved to Indonesia with his mother and stepfather, who had married in 1965 until he was 10 years old. He moved back to Hawaii after that with his grandmother because his mother feared for her son's safety while he was living in Indonesia. And his mother and half-sister moved to Hawaii later on, back with him.
Okay. Was when he was in Indonesia, was it like during the Killing Fields time?
I'm not exactly sure why she was afraid for his safety. He lived in Jakarta. He lived there and he went to school there. I think he went to school from 6 to 10. So
okay, all right. So yeah, okay, all right.
I know Indonesia isn't like the safest place on earth. So I mean,
it's safer than Pittsburgh.
What's that?
It's safer than Pittsburgh, isn't it?
Yeah, probably a lot safer than Oakland on game day. So I actually got to watch out because tonight Arizona's playing Oakland here in Phoenix. So I got to watch out for drunk fucking hillbillies running around.
Oh, they actually have a game on tonight?
Yeah, they're preseason games tonight.
I don't think the Vikings play till Saturday, I think. I don't know. Anyway.
Countdown to a loss. So. All right, so now this brings up another little extension of the Obama conspiracy. All right. One that really hounds the former president. And it's that he cannot be the president because even though he may have been born in America, some might concede he was born in America, but he is not either an exclusive American citizen or he has possibly lost his citizenship while living abroad.
Okay. I've never heard of this one.
Yeah. So this is it's not as big as the birther. They don't really have a nickname. They don't have like a Twitter thread or anything like that. So many conspiracy theorists believe that Barry Setero actually gave up his citizenship while living in Jakarta, Indonesia. He lived there, obviously, I just said till he was age 10. And that even though he eventually moved back to the United States, he never gained back his citizenship and that he nor his family ever tried to get it back for him.
So why would he give it up when he's like 6 years old?
They think that kind of the theory is that in order to get him into like school and everything, to get him to Indonesia, that he had to get citizenship somehow. That he lost it by not living in America. Okay. While he was a child.
I don't know if it works that way, but
yeah, no, I don't think it works that way either. But this is the conspiracy.
It's not. It's not a fucking if you don't use it you lose it type of thing.
Yeah, it's just like your dick. You just you just give up that bad boy after a couple months. So there are also claims that since he lived outside the United States, he isn't eligible to become president at all. And they say that his eligibility is in question. So they claim that he's not the 44th president at all or ever.
So we've just never even had one?
Yeah, they're claiming that like the entire age of Obama didn't count, which is something that they would love to have happen. They would just love it for him to be wiped away from history books. For reasons that you can imagine.
I mean, to be fair, to play devil's advocate, a lot of people, with Trump will say, hashtag not my president. So I guess if these people want to say Barack Obama, hashtag not my president, in all fairness.
There are a lot of people who say because George W. Bush and Trump never won the popular vote, that they're not technically the president. Or never technically were the president.
Is that what our society is going to be? Just like whoever gets elected in the future, if you don't like them, it's just going to be hashtag not my president? Is that just what it's just going to be from here on out?
I was thinking about that like while I was writing this. Like I can imagine like if you grow up in a blue state in the future, just like all Republicans, like past and present, like don't count as president. Okay. Like then if you grow up in a fucking opposite, the same thing happens. So
I think we got to remind people that's not how things work.
Yeah, even if you don't like the person, it doesn't mean they're not president anymore. Like I can joke and like not call him president, say that he's a game show host, and but he's still the president. Like at the moment.
Wait, Trump wasn't okay. Would you consider his show a game show?
Yeah, it's a game show.
I thought
they played a game to win.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I always think of it as just like a fucking horseshit reality TV show. But you're right, it was a game show technically.
Yeah, most of those crappy reality shows are game shows.
Hey, don't forget, he was on Home Alone 2.
Yeah, he was. He was also the star of many Pizza Hut commercials.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So another claim is that Barack Obama is actually a dual citizen of the United States and Kenya, and that he is not eligible to become president. Now, this is obviously proven false because at the time he was born, like I mentioned before, Kenya wasn't a country, so he can't be a citizen of Kenya. So that kind of takes that one away, but there are people who believe he is a dual citizen of Kenya.
Okay, is that a legit law that if you have dual citizenship, you cannot be president?
I don't actually
I feel like that's bullshit too. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's horse shit.
See, I think the rules are like if you have a parent who is a United States citizen, then you are a United States citizen. So all of those movies where like it turns out I'm not a citizen because I wasn't like born in the United States, even if you are born outside the United States, if you're born to United States citizens, then you are an American. Like all of the military kids, like who were born all over the world, they are American citizens.
Right. I don't know.
So there is actually kind of a question if he is an American citizen and dual citizen United Kingdom citizenship holder because his father was a citizen of the United Kingdom. But I mean, he already was elected president. It's kind of hard to, get him not to be president anymore. It's not like they were just going to make a ruling on that. So
yeah, I don't know. All of these, this is just my opinion, but it's like, if he's getting this far into the government, somebody has looked way deeper than some fucking bloggers on the internet has into his past.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, I would have loved to do I don't know, I might actually do a 2-part series on this like way later on just so I can get some more. But there are so many different, like if you go on like those conspiracy websites and you read some of the comments too, some of the things that those people believe is just like crazy. Like people saying that he renounced his citizenship when he was like later years, people claiming that he gave speeches where he said he was actually born in Kenya. Like,
so I remember this crazy guy I used to work with. He was a very, very big anti-Obama guy. And my favorite conspiracy of his was that there was pictures of Obama because did he go to college in Illinois?
He went to college at Occidental and Harvard.
Okay. Anyway.
And Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he claims there was pictures of Obama who in college, and he had started a kill whitey group basically, where he was starting a militia to kill all white people. That was his big. He used to go around telling people that. He said there's proof of him and other African Americans basically forming a militia that they were then going to exterminate white people. That he would go around telling people that. And I was like, dude, I don't think any of that's true at all. I think you just made that up in your head.
In the rabbit hole that I have spent like the past 3 days in, I have not heard anything that crazy. Like that is some of the craziest fucking shit.
We got to remember, this guy used to like spend a third of his day taking pictures of contrails and then just telling everybody, oh man, look at those fucking chemtrails. They're spraying heavy today, aren't they?
He's the fucking low-life chemtrail guy.
Yeah,
okay.
He's cray.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
We've heard him before. He's kind of a mascot. So, I mean, there's a lot of claims of why, like, never had full citizenship. There's also another claim that he is ineligible to become president, not because of his citizenship, but because of his religion. Now, how much have you heard about his religion playing into conspiracy?
Well, I know everybody believes he's a Muslim. I know that. Mm-hmm. But he's actually not at all, I'm pretty sure, correct?
Yeah, so the next conspiracy involving Obama is that he is, in fact, a secret Muslim who has lied about his religion to the American people throughout his political career. Now, as I said before, Barack Obama spent most of his early life in Indonesia, which is a majority Muslim country, about 89% Muslim.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and it is 99% Shia, I believe. I saw.
In Indonesia?
So of the 80, in Indonesia.
Holy shit. I figured they would have been, why can't I think of the fucking name?
I thought that they were more like Buddhist or Hindu.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah. That's what I would have figured, but wow, that's crazy.
Because that's what most of Southeast Asia is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's crazy.
So theorists believe that during Barack Obama's upbringing, he would have been highly influenced by such a high majority Muslim country, and that these beliefs would be instilled in him throughout his entire life. Now, some of the claims are that when he took the oath of office in 2008, he used a Quran instead of a Bible. Now, this picture, it's a pretty famous picture. Like it comes up right away on Google Images.
Okay.
It's a Photoshop picture of another politician who had used a Quran that was once owned by Thomas Jefferson. That's what the original picture was used to make the forgery. So
I'm just envisioning this in my head. Like you have the senator or whatever putting his hand on there, and then they just like Photoshop Brock's head on him, but he still has like white hands and stuff while he's like putting his hands over the Quran back. See, I told you, there he is. He's doing it. That
would be great if it was like a white woman who was like 5'2", wearing a pantsuit, but then Barack Obama's head like was pasted on there kind of sideways. And,
look at it.
Checkmate, atheist. We gotcha.
Do you remember? It was probably like 2 years ago maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago when the Vikings had just gotten Sam Bradford after Teddy Bridgewater like blew up his knee or whatever. And
Mr. Glass. Yeah.
And Fox Sports, instead of like taking a picture of Sam Bradford in a Viking suit, they just photoshopped his head onto Teddy Bridgewater's body while he was a quarterback. Do you remember this?
No, I never saw that. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
I swear to God, anybody look it up, because we were watching the game here when they aired. And I'm like, why does that look funny? And you can literally see, because Teddy's a black guy, right? And you can see on his wrist, the black skin, and it has Sam Bradford's head on. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
That's just fucking lazy.
It's so fucking funny though. But anyway, in my head, I always feel like Obama says he's Christian, but I feel like he's just like secretly agnostic or an atheist. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get into that a tiny bit about his upbringing.
Okay.
So Barack Obama's biological father and stepfather were both Muslim, even though he himself described his biological father, Obama Sr., as a Muslim-born atheist. And his stepfather was actually pretty non-practicing as a Muslim, as far as Muslim goes.
Okay. All right. So is it his mother who is a Christian then?
Yeah, so he claims that his mother was spiritual, but not the kind of like church-going like Christian.
Okay.
So he claims that when he was a child, he never he found religion himself.
Okay. That's I don't know. I feel like during all his speeches, like this is kind of pointing out that you never heard him bring up God like at all.
Yeah, no, it was kind of refreshing to have like 8 years where
you didn't hear thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, you didn't hear like him talking about, big ups to JC or anything like that. So there are also claims, now this is a good one, Barack Obama is hiding his real middle name. Now, do you know what his middle name could possibly be?
Is it Tupac?
No, it is not Tupac. So Obama is hiding his middle name with the fake middle name Hussein. His real middle name supposedly is Muhammad. That's also part of the theory.
Here's the thing.
They have no evidence of this.
Well, obviously. But I'm saying, why would you change your middle name to Hussein when you had Saddam Hussein was like one of the most hated people in America? It's like, why would you possibly do that?
That kind of reminds me of that fucking Family Guy episode when they were 1776. They were signing documents. They're like, foot dick, it's Hancock now.
Yeah.
What? Just go with it.
What was it, Jonathan Foot Penis or something like that?
Foot penis. Yeah. Foot penis. Yeah.
It's Hancock now. I hope you did.
Yes.
I hope you did. Did you include in your conspiracy here that about Barack Obama being the Antichrist?
Yeah, that's coming up.
Oh, hell
that's
yeah.
At the end of the religious one.
Fuck yeah.
So, all right. So there were also claims that the Clinton campaign during the 2008 election found evidence that Obama had spent his childhood in Indonesia, aged 6 to 10 years old, in a Muslim seminary school, and was most definitely raised to be a Muslim practicer.
Wow,
or practitioner.
They're playing dirty.
Yeah.
Clinton,
so I don't know if like these are claims. These are like secondhand claims. Obviously, they never used this information. If they did actually have it.
Right.
But this is the first time I've ever heard about, like, you would think that anything going bad against Clinton, they would have used this. So.
Right.
If they actually had leaked something like this.
It seems kind of important if it's remotely true. Not to mention the fact that you can attend a religious school without actually being religious any longer, correct?
Yeah. Well, we're proof of that.
Yes, exactly.
So speaking of Catholic school, in reality, Obama attended 2 schools during the 4 years he lived in Indonesia as a child, from 1967 to 1971. From the first grade until sometime in the 3rd grade, he attended the Roman Catholic school, St. Francis Assisi School.
Ooh. When a Catholic school has that many titles in it, it's terrible.
Yeah, St. Francis of Assisi. I believe there's some in Minnesota that's that. But,
I don't like it.
So he was registered there as a Muslim because of his stepfather's religion. Now, during the 3rd grade, he transferred to a state elementary school, Mentang 01, also known as Besuki School. and he was there for less than a year. Now, Besuki is a secular public school.
So, that's interesting. Do you know, I'm assuming Obama must speak several different languages then, huh?
Well, I don't know exactly. I know so if you watch the, I can't remember what the name of the show is. It was on CNN. They went all over the world and like had a bunch of like different foods.
Right.
And Not Without Borders. It was No Reservations.
Oh, the Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. He had Barack Obama on the show when he was in Vietnam, I believe. And he was talking about how Barack Obama, like how he was eating this extremely hard to eat food with chopsticks. And he said he was just eating it like a pro. I guess because he had grown up in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like eating like an American would try to eat this food. Like an American would basically, if you had never eaten this food before, you would basically have to just pick it up and like drink it. Because the noodles were in soup and the noodles were extremely fine. So
I
apparently he still remembers some stuff.
I have still yet to master the chopsticks. I still use them like a dummy. You do, I think you're pretty good with them. You're pretty proficient.
Yeah, we had a really good sushi place that I lived near in England. So it's pretty kick-ass. I ate there once a week, so I got pretty good at it.
Gotcha. So do you think the native language in Indonesia is Cantonese?
I don't actually know. I would have to look that up.
It doesn't really matter. I was just wondering, like, I'm assuming Obama would speak that language then if he lived there.
So Indonesia is so split up. I imagine that they have a bunch of different, like, languages, ethnic languages, like invader language. But yeah, I mean, I imagine if he moved there when he was like 2, then he probably learned a ton of it.
Yeah. What if they had just a section of Indonesia that was like Pittsburgh refugees? It was like the mini Steel City in Indonesia, and it was just Steeler shit everywhere in like a little village or something.
Just non-low-life refugees from fucking Pittsburgh who just had to leave. Fuck it, I'm going to the other side of the world. Now, President Obama claims that he didn't come from a very religious household, as I mentioned previously, and that he had found Christianity on his own. And this is a quote. He said, "I'm a Christian by choice. My family didn't, frankly. They weren't folks who went to church every week. And my mother was one of the most spiritual people I knew. But she didn't raise me to be in the church. So I came to my Christian faith later in life. And it was because the precepts of Jesus Christ spoke to me in terms of the kind of life that I would want to lead. Being my brothers and sisters' keepers, treating others as they would treat me." So that's like actually the most religious thing to say. Like,
he lost a few points with me that he even said Jesus Christ's name, Phil. Sorry.
So that kind of does it for a little bit for the Muslim religious conspiracy, but it also leads us into a next branch of our religious conspiracy. So have you ever heard of the Reverend Jeremiah Wright?
No, but he sounds like a Mennonite.
Close. So he is a pastor emeritus of Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago.
Okay.
A congregation that he had led for 36 years.
Okay. All right.
So while living in Chicago, Barack Obama was baptized into the United Church of Christ denomination and formally joined in 1988. Now, he left the UCC in 2008 because of Reverend Wright's controversial sermons.
Okay.
Now, do you remember the controversial sermons?
I don't know.
Okay, so here are some of Reverend Wright's controversial sermons, and I got these off of the Guardian website, which is obviously www.theguardian.com. Here's his sermons. After September 11, 2001, he said, "We have supported state terrorism against the Palestinians and black South Americans, and now we are indignant because the stuff we have done overseas is now brought right back into our own front yards. America's chickens are coming home to roost." So he said that right after September 11th.
All right. Too soon, Pastor. And you sound crazy a little bit.
Yeah. Another one is, "The government gives them," and in quotes it's African Americans, "the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a 3-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America. No, no, no. God damn America. That's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating our citizens as less than human. goddamn America for as long as she acts like she is God and she is supreme.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can kind of get behind what he's talking about here, but for Obama, if he wants to have any sort of political career, you can't be associated with some guy who's spreading anti-America speeches.
Yeah, for an upstart politician who's been on the scene for 4 years and is surging, this is not good for you.
No, no.
Especially in a speech when you say goddamn America 3 times. That's not very good. So the last one that I had to put in was he's talking about Bill Clinton.
Okay.
So Bill Clinton did the same thing to us that he did to Monica Lewinsky.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's a hot take right there.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton jizzed all over their dresses.
Oh yeah, popped in that cigar. And I believe he was talking about the African American community, but I'm not exactly sure if he meant all of America or that's just the take-in from his sermon.
Okay,
so.
I'm going to say this. If he is speaking against Bill Clinton, I'm pretty sure what he's referring to is because there was a steady escalation of like a crackdown on the war on drugs. So I think it started with Reagan and then it amplified with Bush Sr. and then it really amplified with Clinton, where you would like spend 10 years in prison for like the speck of crack dust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's continuously escalated. So, like little tiny drug offenses would mean you're basically like your life is done.
That was that whole thing was just a diesel engine that was running away, and like nothing could stop it. Like
I think,
but it was all those presidents did add on to it though.
But I do think, if I remember correctly, that Obama, he amplified the drug thing even further, and then I think towards the end of his presidency, he started like peeling back on the laws because he's like, man, this is fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to remember too that the private prison industry really got huge during George W. Bush and Barack Obama's presidency.
That's scary, dude.
As they were gaining more power, like shit started to ramp up.
I've never even looked into it. So it's okay. Let's say like Colorado, right? All the people who had marijuana offenses, did they get let out of jail when it got legalized, or they have to serve their sentences?
Well, you got to remember it's still illegal federally. So if you're a federal prisoner, then it's like still illegal for you. I'm not exactly sure how it works state to state, but like I know like federal charges still stick.
They gotta knock that shit off, dude. It's just fucking weed. Like, calm down.
Well, the only people trying to keep weed illegal now is the private prison industries, and like basically it's big prison, you know, pumping money into it. So
sounds like you're licking the rim of another conspiracy theory here, Phil.
Yeah, I've got a list, so going down. I actually cut into my list to do this one. So we've been talking about Obama lately. So I'll jump back into it. Reverend Wright's sermons were criticized by the media, forcing Obama to leave the church and denounce the sermons, though he didn't necessarily denounce the man, which I guess he never publicly did.
Well, I mean,
what's that?
I'll say in his defense that I think it's very important, especially to me, is to like respect people's freedom of speech. And obviously this guy can spout off whatever he wants. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts. I mean, this guy can say whatever he wants, but if you choose to go to that church, then it's almost like you're praising him by attending his church. You know, you're agreeing with him just by being there.
Okay. You know what I just thought of? Remember Crazy Guy who said that Obama's starting a militia? I could see him like hearing a story about this guy talking anti-American, and then it just slowly snowballed into Obama has a militia and he wants to kill all white people.
Yeah, I mean, who knows where that crazy motherfucker's ideas come from? He probably saw something on the internet where, like, just Obama happened to say that he didn't like something that someone he liked said. So it escalates in his head. That's what a lot of these conspiracies come from too, though.
Right.
Like, just you get like a little seed of fucking conspiracy pops in your head and it just fucking blooms into a fucking redwood, you know?
That should be our ultimate goal for the show, Phil, is to start a wide-scale conspiracy.
That would be great.
Just...
Honestly, that would be bad, though, if the kind of people who believe in flat Earth or fucking chemtrails jumped onto it. I'd feel bad about that. Like, it'd have to be, like, a cool one. Like, you know.
I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought, like, the whole flat Earth thing was started by a troll guy who made it on YouTube, and then just, like, everybody just started, like, oh, wait, he's got some good points here.
Yeah, I've heard that also. So
That's so fucked up.
could you imagine being that guy and not even, like, really wanting to claim it as your own? Just so embarrassed by it.
Yeah. I had a good conspiracy in my head. I was going to start trying to convince people that the Charmin company, you know, the toilet paper company, that nobody had actually had buttholes before they came into power, and they genetically altered humans to have buttholes to increase the sales of their toilet paper.
That's good. Actually, I don't know if you remember the company Listerine actually invented the
halitosis.
Halitosis, yeah.
Well,
that's a good one.
I think it just means bad breath, but when you say it in the Latin meaning, then it's spooky, you know.
Yeah. Makes it sound a little bit more doctory.
I think you heard, I think I told, or you probably heard that on Bumblebutt.
No, I heard that in a history class.
You? Okay,
but,
yeah. Anyway.
So I'm jump back into it. Many Obama objectors believe that the former president stayed so long in the church from 1988 to 2008 because he agreed with and shared the same opinion as Reverend Wright. It's actually kind of hard to argue that point. I mean, 20 years in a church while he's saying this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. This is probably the first one that is maybe a little hard to disagree with.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not every week that he's, you know, damning America, but I mean, he obviously did it every once in a while. So,
right.
So next up is kind of one of your favorites. Obama is the Antichrist.
Yeah. I love this one. Hold on, let me tell a quick story. So there was another crazy person we used to work with, because there's two of them, of course, and the second one was like a super diehard like Christian. Like, he'd be like if you were to combine like 12 Baptist ministers and like 15 Catholic priests together into one being. That's this guy. And,
yeah, like half Mike Pence.
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, he had quite the loony ideas about homosexuals, so, but I'm not going to repeat him. I'm not giving him that power. But yeah, what did he say? So he used to drive around listening to, here in the cities, I think it's 9:50 a.m. The Faith, and they would sit and spout all day about how Obama's the Antichrist, and here's all the reasons why he's the Antichrist, and this guy would tell me why he's the Antichrist, and he's going to bring the rapture, or I don't know. He's going to bring minions from hell and all this horse shit.
Yeah, so one thing, basically, you kind of jumped on it there a little bit. I was going to mention that there was a lot of religious people, a lot of like pastors, church leaders who claimed that Obama was, in fact, the Antichrist. A big thing was his name. They claimed that the numbers add up to 666. So
that's pretty fucking metal, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but I mean, it just happens to, you know.
It's like
there's a lot of people who got that.
It's like they've never heard of a fucking coincidence before.
Yeah. So there was also a large chain email that accused Barack Obama of secretly being the biblical Antichrist. And it said, according to the book of Revelations, the Antichrist is, and then it goes down into the header. The Antichrist will be a man in his 40s of Muslim descent who will deceive the nations with pervasive language and have a massive Christ-like appeal. So the prophecy says that people will flock to him, and he will promise false hope and world peace. And when he's in power, he will destroy everything. And then it, in big bold letters, it says, "Is it Obama?" You know, like the tagline.
Well, none of those prophecies came true at all, unfortunately. But so I was, when you were talking about this, I was like, God, where where have I heard the Antichrist conspiracy thing, or the Antichrist prophecy before? Totally forgot that it was from Revelations. For some reason, I kept thinking of Nostradamus.
Yeah, this is, I mean, they claim it comes from Revelations. This is actually like a bunch of the different little, like, where the Antichrist comes from. The book of Revelations never actually mentions that he is the Antichrist. It says the beast. It never mentions his name, and it never makes any reference to Muslim descent. Of course not, because Muslims hadn't been created, like the religion hadn't been created for hundreds of years, when the Bible was created. So they forget that.
Quick note here, Phil, about Revelation. So I know you don't listen to last podcast on the left very much, but they did like a whole episode on the book of Revelations because it came after the Bible was created, essentially. I thought they said a Muslim or a Christian guy made it, and then a group of Muslims found his paperwork or something. And then that got turned into the book of Revelations. Have you ever heard that?
No, I've never heard that before.
You should listen. I'd recommend anybody listen to that episode because it's fucking awesome. Because isn't it the beast? He's like, he'll rise from the ocean with 10 crowns on his horns or some shit like that. Have you ever heard that line from there? Yeah,
I've heard that one where it's supposed to be like he's a mythical monster that like comes out of the water, but he's also supposed to be like just a normal looking human. So I don't know which one they want us to believe, but he's just an Oakland Raiders fan.
Yeah, they would have fucking 10 crowns on their horns. I don't remember seeing any horns on Barack Obama. Did you?
No, but I mean, that kind of does lead us into another little conspiracy, some of the last ones. Have you ever heard that Obama could be a shape-shifting reptilian?
I have heard this. I think we've discussed this, haven't we?
We discussed this in plenty. Yeah.
So is this along the same lines of where either he was born a reptilian or Barack Obama was a person, the reptilians abducted him and then took his spot?
I think that it... basically, it's the abduction one.
Okay. All right.
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't go into it that much. There's a ton of different Obama's a reptilian. I mean, it's not like they give the whole history. So, but I believe that he was, or he was born a reptilian also. So I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. All right. I always wondered, do you think the reptilians are more mammal-like, or do you think they lay eggs like other reptiles?
I have no idea, but if they're reptiles, I mean, they have to lay eggs, right?
You'd assume so.
So according to this theory, Obama, the shape-shifting reptilian, is in league with the rest of the shape-shifting alien reptilians trying to control humanity.
Okay.
These reptilians, obviously, we mentioned before, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Queen Elizabeth, Oprah, Tony Blair, most likely Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Okay.
And we all figured that out by now.
Yep.
Joey B, Joe Biden. So Beyonce and George W. Bush and his father, George H.W. Bush.
Oh, Beyonce is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They say she's in there, too. She's one of the big ones.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, of course, proof of this can be found on the internet, especially Pinterest. A quick Google search will show you the completely undoctored pictures of the former president in all sorts of stages of transformation in front of the cameras that are taking these pictures.
I love those.
These are the ones we mentioned before where the person's eyes are turning into reptilian eyes, or their teeth become jagged, or you start to see the scales.
Yep.
So,
it's a good YouTube video. I would definitely recommend checking it out.
It's solid gold.
It's just the camera going out of focus, but if you think they're shape-shifting, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So obviously, Obama is also a member of the many secret societies that you can find on the internet. And if you want to know which ones, just go ahead and pick one and you're probably right. It's claimed that he's a member of the Bilderbergers, the Illuminati, Council on Foreign Relations. Just go ahead, take your fucking pick. Like, pretty much all of them. He went to Harvard, but if he had gone to Stanford, they probably would have said he went to Skull and Bones too. So he was in that group.
Wait, Harvard doesn't do Skull and Bones?
No, Harvard doesn't have Skull and Bones. I looked it up. They don't have it.
Okay. All right.
Because I was wondering about Skull and Bones, and apparently Harvard doesn't really do the secret society thing. So not in the way that other like Ivy League colleges
What if it's
do.
so secret that nobody knows it exists? It's like a super, super secret.
That would be cool. It's like a super Illuminati, like where the cream of the crop guys come out.
They probably go to the basement and play Dungeons and Dragons or something.
Yeah, that's their version of a secret society. They're down there fucking drinking Code Red Mountain Dew, dreaming of fucking what it'd be like to talk to a chick. So as I said, I went down quite a rabbit hole for some of these conspiracies, and I can't like give you all of them. I mean, we've already gone over time here. I'm going to stop here, but hopefully someday I'll get to a part 2. Some of the other crazy Obama conspiracies are Obama forged his college transcripts and was never president of Harvard Law Review. There's a long list of people that Obama has had assassinated.
Ooh.
Obama was a time traveler.
Yep. I love that one.
Yep. So there's another one. He brought Ebola back to the United States and other diseases.
Oh, well, that's not very nice of him.
There is conspiracies that he was responsible for Benghazi, for ISIS, and the 2008 recession, all of which happened, the 2008 recession had happened before he was president. Other things he is also blamed for is Hurricane Katrina, which happened during George W. Bush's presidency and is a natural occurring event.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's nobody's fault. I don't know why they're blaming a human for a fucking hurricane.
Yeah, apparently it has to do with like the weather machines or something like that. But
if you do Obama again, we're going to go into my crazy friend talking about Obama's weather machine that he was controlling the Earth's climate with. He's controlling everything, by the way. So, like the guy at work, I'd always, when it's snowing or it's hot out, I'd be like, God damn it, can you tell Obama to turn his fucking weather machine down? Literally every day. He hasn't even been president for 3 years now? Like, all the time. I say it all the time.
Yeah, we've mentioned this before, but a really big thing was the whole thanks Obama. Like anytime anything went wrong in your life, it was thanks Obama. Like it was his fault. Car doesn't start. Fucking girlfriend dumped you. Fucking wait on your mortgage. Thanks Obama.
That was great. I kind of missed that. But anyway, Phil, if anybody wants to give us their opinion on Mr. Barack Obama, where can they do that at?
They can get a hold of us at subliminaldpodcast@gmail.com, or they could go on to Instagram, Subliminal Deception Podcast, which is on IG. That's actually the best way to get a hold of us. We both actually have our own IG accounts. Mine is SDPodPhil. I barely use it. I log into it sometimes. Cody is a little bit more active with his. What's yours, Cody?
You can find my personal one is Cody Zabub. You can find my other podcast, Bumblebutt Podcast, on Instagram at Bumblebutt Podcast. The last thing we need from you guys, probably going to really need it this week because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of pissed off bloggers when they listen to this episode and we're not instantly assuming Barack Obama's not a U.S. citizen. So you help us battle them by logging onto iTunes or Apple Podcasts and leaving the show a 5-star review. And we're going to need that to weigh them out. So I have a feeling we're going to get some negative reviews. But fuck it.
I was going to say the foundation of our podcast is the percentages. I forgot to ask, what do you think the percentage is on any of these being true? Is there one that shines out more than others?
No, not really any of them. I love the Obama's an Antichrist. It's a personal favorite of mine, but.
Yeah, one that I didn't get into today, but we mentioned before, Obama traveled to Mars. I actually got into that one. You were talking about it before. I want to do a part 2 just so I can talk about that. So,
well, save it for next time and fire it up.
Yeah, I just didn't get to it because all the other crazy, the birther one. I mean, honestly, he could have been born in another country, but he probably wasn't. I'll give that one 2%. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the highest I'll give any of it.
Yeah, I guess we totally forgot that segment just for the simple fact that it's going to be a longer episode than most, which is fine. But anyway, finishing off, just please log on to iTunes and leave the show a 5-star review. Just write whatever you want. Doesn't no matter. Write the coordinates to Obama's birth certificate on the review. That would be awesome. But
and his place of birth.
Yes. This is our new personal goal, Phil. Every conspiracy we do from here on out, we are going to somehow, if we have to make it up, we're going to put Barack Obama as one of the culprits in the conspiracy because that poor man gets blamed for everything. But otherwise, you did a wonderful job. Very interesting. You know, Obama's, hopefully one day he'll come on the show and defend himself or join in and, you know what, talk some shit about crazy people because we love to do that. So, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.